The Holden Torana. What an icon, and rightly so. Being the second last Holden to be fully engineered, designed and built in Australia, the VE Commodore being the absolute last. Deriving from an Aboriginal word meaning to fly or flying, this is our 1976 LX, and I'd like to take you on a quick walk around. This one's been in our family nearly 3 decades, and it was set up originally for quarter-mile action. It ran a 2-speed power glide with a forward 9-inch locked rear diff. The motor hasn't changed, it's a fully worked 308. But now what I've done is I've brought it back to a little bit more of a road-friendly car. It's just freshly been painted externally, same colour as it was. We've chosen to use the walkinshaw wheels. We're running a Borgwana rear diff with all Commodore hubs, Commodore brakes, and I really like the 16-inch walkies. They're also iconic, I guess, with Peter Brock and his legacy. What I did, I cut the fronts down to about a 6-inch wide, and I extended the backs to 9. So this thing was pretty quick back in its day. In the late 1999, early 2000s, it used to spend a lot of time at the creek. We pulled 14s, 13s, we even got 12s. And now we use it more of a social rig. I'm a part of the Australian National Motorsports Association, where we're able to collect conditional number plates for vintage modified vehicles with engineers' reports. So now we get to use this thing on club events. We decided to give it a freshen up, painting the outside the same colour as Dad did it 20 odd years ago. This time I chose not to run the black bonnet and the black around the doors. We're running a custom dual exhaust system all the way through to extractors to the heads. And this car we're running a TE Cortina power steering setup. That together with the cheese cutter front tyres makes steering a pleasure. And 16-inch tyres these days are really getting hard to come by. So we found the Continentals for the rear, which are primarily a Porsche tyre, and that gave us the 10-inch wide rears that I was chasing the look for. So we're running a VT 5 litre 308 with all the bells and whistles internally, good strong motors, and spares readily available. Internally it's still very neat. Dad did a great job on the first rebuild. We've got our water temperature gauge, the RPM and oil pressure. Gone back to a Trimatic Turbo 400. Makes it a lot nicer to drive on the road over the 2-speed. The kids there in the back with the wind down windows, a generation that probably won't see much of that. It drives like a modern day car, but it also brakes and steers like one too. So the motor was built back in late 99. It's only got 5,000 Ks on the clock, this motor, but spent 3 or 4 years in the early 2000s going up the quarter mile. So the 5,000 Ks potentially not like you would normally see 5,000 Ks on the road. So when Dad and my brother built the motor, they had the heads skimmed, the bowls and ports were modified, the valves were lapped, Edelbrock heads with 8.75 custom chromoly push rods, stainless steel internal valves. This thing is it was built to the highest of specs for its day. So we got the MSD ignition system, the multiple spark discharge ignition electronically, bit of an old school cooling system. We've got a big thermo fan there that cuts in on a controller. Spare walkie in the boot with an old Bridgestone tyre. So it's been garaged. I reckon there's a handful of days this thing hasn't been garaged in its life. In time with me and time with Dad, it's always been in a garage. So rust is never going to be a problem with this car. So thanks for watching my 1976 LX Torana